So I wanted to go ahead and work these problems and upload them. I just kind of thought about that today. And that way you can go over and over it, rewind, look it again, try to work it yourself, rewind, and you can go ahead and have answers to your questions before class tomorrow. And then we can talk about anything that we need to talk about. But it just seems like it takes so long to get through a section and teach it that we need some kind of a resource, I think, for you outside of class. Because that 50-minute class, I don't know about you, but I wish it was 2 hours, right? Just kidding. So I'm just going to work this homework through, and I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Okay, so remember with implicit differentiation in 12.4, the derivative of y is y prime. So every term that has a y in it, when you're taking the derivative, you have to plug in y prime because that's just how you do a term with y. So if we start here, we take the derivative of x squared, which is 2x, the derivative of 4y squared using the same rule. 2 times 4 is 8y, then y prime. Derivative of a constant is 0. So now we're solving for y prime. Don't forget that. And we need to get it by itself, which is sometimes the hardest part. Subtract 2x from both sides. And we end up with 8y, y prime equal negative 2x. Just a little algebra. Divide both sides by 8y. And you're left with y prime equal negative x over 4y. I went ahead and reduced all of that at the same time because 2 goes into both 2 and 8. Okay, so that was a pretty basic implicit differentiation problem. So we can move forward here. You can pause the video and you work it or work it with me, whatever. 3 times 2 is 6y squared, but it's a y term, so plug in that y prime. Minus 2 times 7 is 14x. Derivative of a constant is 0. So again, we need to solve for y prime. Get it by itself. So 6y squared y prime equal positive 14x. And then divide both sides by 6y squared. So y prime equal, they're both even, so 2 will go into both of them. And that's your derivative. All right. Number 7, we did one just like this Wednesday in class. Bring the fraction to the front, x, and you've got to subtract 1 from the exponent. So we know that 1 with common denominators, because it is fractions, would be a negative 1/4. So x to the negative 1/4 plus 3/4 to the front, y to the negative 1/4, y prime equals 0. So that's all the derivative stuff. Now we just need to clean it up. So I will leave this 3/4 y to the negative 1/4 y prime on this side and take the other one away from both sides. Don't worry about the negative exponents yet. Divide by 3/4 y to the negative 1/4. So it will divide out and all you have is y prime left. That's a positive 3/4 y to the negative 1/4. Those divide out and you have a negative. X to the negative 1/4 over y to the negative 1/4. And you would want to end up with positive exponents. So flip y to the top and the x to the bottom. And you have your answer. So this one, number 9. This is classic product rule. When we have a product of two different terms, f prime g plus f g prime, I always do it to the side. So, excuse me, f prime. So f prime would be 1 times y plus f and then y prime. Derivative of 4 is 0. Let's take away that y and then divide both sides by x. So that one's very, very basic. Now that we know that, we can use it over here. Play done that work. We know that the derivative of this would be y plus xy prime, that's all of this, minus y prime minus 11 equals 0. Let's leave the y prime terms on the left side, and we'll add 11 and subtract the y. Factor out y prime and divide both sides by that binomial. Y prime equal 11 minus y over x minus 1. Practice makes perfect, remember. Alrighty, and then we have number 13, xy. We've done this one twice already. So this is the third time. It'll just have a 12 in front of it. 3 times 2 is 6x squared plus 3y squared y prime minus 12 times y plus xy prime. Makes it a little bit easier because remember, x times y, this derivative is all of this, so I just stuck a 12 in front of it. 6x squared plus 3y squared y prime minus 12y minus 12x y prime. Let's pull out our y prime terms. 3y squared y prime minus 12x y prime equal, oh gosh, 12y would be positive and a minus 6x squared. Factor out your y prime. And then again, you're just going to divide out this binomial. Oops, that'd be a 3y squared minus 12x. So finally, y prime equals, looks complicated, but we've already done it several times. And that's what it takes. Y'all need to understand that. You don't always understand it the first time when you do a problem, but you keep working it and keep working it and keep working it until you do. Just like practicing a musical instrument or a dance or whatever. So I hope this helped. You can use this for reference, and I'll see you tomorrow.